So I was on the AIAgentStore.ai website this morning.
Doing our usual daily sweep.
Exactly, just checking what's new. And I pulled up the page for the AgentHC Intelligence API. And honestly, it felt, you know, a bit heavier than the tools we usually look at.
Oh, it definitely isn't a toy. I mean, it's targeting a very specific slice of the world. Traders, quant researchers, software, and data engineers. The AI engineers who actually move markets.
Right. So today we're exploring exactly what this is and why it matters to you. Because usually when you think about market intelligence for that crowd, you picture a dense PDF report, right? Or
Yeah.
maybe a newsletter hitting an inbox at 6:00 a.m.
Yeah, something totally static.
But looking at the specs on the site, this claims to be different. It's an API.
Yeah.
But play devil's advocate for a second. Isn't that just a newsletter delivered via code?
That's the cynical take, sure. But if you look at how it's built, specifically the Swagger UI they show at api.traderhc.com, it represents a fundamental shift.
Because it's associated with TraderHC.
Exactly, and they're known for serious macro and cross-market analysis. But instead of sending you a document to read with your coffee, they are exposing that intelligence as a REST API.
Okay, let's pause right there. For you listening who might trade, but maybe you don't write software every day, why does a REST API actually matter? Why is that better than the PDF?
Think of it like a direct pipe. A REST API allows different software programs to talk to each other. So instead of a human reading a report, digesting the macro signals, and then manually placing a trade,
You just build a custom dashboard.
right, a dashboard or an internal tool that automatically pings TraderHC, grabs the latest signal, and lights up your screen instantly.
So it turns reading time into data ingestion time.
Exactly. It moves us from manual research to what they call automated market research workflows. You aren't scanning for keywords. Your system is doing it for you.
I noticed another term in the description that sounded pretty sci-fi. Agentic trading pipelines. That sounds like a bunch of buzzwords mashed together. What does that actually look like in practice?
It's actually quite specific. Agentic implies agency, autonomy. Because this data is structured, you can feed it directly into an AI agent.
So the AI doesn't just display the chart.
No, it ingests the macro analysis to support decision-making. It uses that programmatic understanding to suggest trades or alert you to anomalies based on the TraderHC analysis.
That brings up a big question, though. I'm looking at the autonomy rating on the page, and it's sitting at 50%. In the world of AI, 50% sounds like it's only doing half the job.
In finance, that 50% is actually a safety feature. It implies this is a collaborative tool. It is not a set-it-and-forget-it bot that prints money while you sleep.
Which makes sense. You probably don't want an algorithm betting the farm without you signing off.
Exactly. It handles the heavy lifting, the processing, the signal generation, the watching, but it expects a human or a very sophisticated risk system to make the final call.
Now, usually when we see tools like this, there's a big Get Started button.
Yeah.
But I notice the access here is a bit gated.
It is. It's closed source, and you have to contact them for pricing. They aren't targeting the casual hobbyist here. This is positioned as a professional-grade tool for institutions or serious independent quants.
It really feels like a signal in itself. If you have to ask the price, you might not be the target audience.
It creates a barrier to entry, sure, but it highlights the value proposition. Reliable, structured intelligence is an asset class now.
It is fascinating to watch this evolution. We've gone from reading the newspaper to reading the PDF to now having our code read the API.
That is the big takeaway. Intelligence is becoming a programmable endpoint. And when you can program the research, the speed of execution changes entirely.
It leaves you with the lingering question, though. If we're already at 50% autonomy with programmable intelligence, how long until the line between the research report and the trade execution completely dissolves?
That is the billion-dollar question.
Something to keep in mind. If you want to see the specs for yourself, head over to AIAgentStore.ai. And hey, huge thanks to everyone who has been rating the show. It really helps us keep doing this. Catch you next time.